Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I have been asked a couple of times to just do some basic makeup videos. Now, I am not the most fantastic at makeup. I do not do it as a job. I do have a qualification in makeup. I did a year's course in Introduction to Makeup Artistry. So I am just going to show you in this video today, we're going to do base. So we're doing no eyes, no mascara, nothing. We're just going to talk foundations, primers, concealers, and what to do to get your makeup base to look as good as it can be. So all I can say in this video is how my own skin is. So I suffer with eczema under my eyes here, on my eyelids and around my lips. So they're very dry areas and they're very sensitive. Skin wise, my skin is dry, pretty much mostly dry. I get oily around my nose, but only seems to be overnight. So I tend to prefer hydrating and glowy complexion. Also, now that I'm in my late 30s, I prefer a lighter look to a heavier foundation. In saying that, because I do YouTube and I love makeup and I want to try all the different brands, I do have a couple of, I've got like 2 full coverage foundations, but the majority of them are lightweight or buildable. But the first thing that we all should be doing before we apply any makeup, as you probably know, is skincare. Now, I have only got a small tripod with the ring light built in. It's all built into one, so I can't take it to my bathroom to do the skincare. So what I've done is I've brought the stuff in here. So for cleanse, I use this one at the moment. I love it and I highly recommend it. You'll have seen it a couple of times in a things I've been loving video. This is the Body Shop Oils of Life Intensely Revitalizing Cleansing Oil in Gel. Now with this one, you put it on your dry skin, you rub it in, leave it for a few minutes. As it says, massage onto dry skin, rinse off with water. And your skin feels amazing. It smells delightful, like a luxury spa. I can't remember how much it is. I think it's maybe about £26. I'm not sure. But go in with any cleanser depending on your skin type. I personally prefer a cleansing gel or a cleansing balm. The creams are okay. I'm not that big a fan of oils. I don't know, I just don't like the feeling of it as much. But I've been really enjoying this. So if you have skin similar to myself, then this might be one that might work for you. I cannot stress enough how much your makeup sits better if you make sure you're exfoliating your skin. Now, I used to be guilty of not really doing this. And then me and my friend Emily, who stays down in York, went to the Elemis counter and we had a free skin analysis. It's this machine, and it doesn't matter if you have makeup on or not, it's almost like, you know, when you go to the opticians and you have to sit your head on it to keep your head still. Well, it's a machine like that, and I can't remember if you keep your eyes open or whatever, but it does that. You get this bright light and then it tells you all the different stages of your skin, like pigmentation, sun damage, the whole shebang. And she said to me, you need to exfoliate more. Like, I can't even remember if I've still got the printouts somewhere. If I do have the printouts, then I will let you see them. If not here, I will maybe put them over on my Instagram. But she was like, you need to exfoliate more. And I was like, whereas my friend Emily, who drinks buckets of green tea, the lady said to her that she has never seen skin so hydrated. And it was just very interesting. And I used to say to her, when it came to my makeup, I always bunched on my nose. And she was like, that's because you need to exfoliate. You need to exfoliate. So she was like, get yourself an exfoliant and exfoliate a couple of times a week. Don't do it every single day. You can get some exfoliants that are usable for everyday use, but a lot of them, you know, you shouldn't. Like, so Pixie Glow Tonic, I don't have one at the minute. That you could use daily, which is, it's got glycolic acid in it, but it is mild, and you can use that every day on your face. I'd love it. I highly recommend that. I'm trying to think of other ones. There's like Body Shop do the resurfacing liquid peels. So it's like a gel and you put it onto your face dry, and then you'll see all the dead skin pilling up, and that's all the dead skin coming away. That is really good as well. But if you're like me and you like a more physical scrub, I absolutely love this one by L'Oreal. This is the Smooth Sugars Clear Scrub. This is the kiwi one, and it says it purifies, lifts blackheads. Now, I suffer badly with blackheads on my nose. I've tried the pore strips. You'll have seen my review on the blackhead remover that I was sent by a company on Amazon, and it did not work for me at all. With the pore strips, I find personally that hardly anything comes off on it, but it'll give me spots, whereas my partner loves them and he gets loads out of it, so I don't know. And when I use the 7 times bigger mirror, don't you just hate them? I can see that I've got a bit of blackheads and pores on my chin. Whereas when I look in the mirror, I can kind of see it, but not much when it comes to the chin area. So the T-zone area is always normally where most of us get oily and have bigger pores. So those are the areas that you want to concentrate on more for your exfoliation. But this one is great. It smells divine. It's got little bits of the kiwi in it, but it's scrubby enough, but it's not really harsh. And I just absolutely adore it. And it only costs about, I think, $4.99 or something. And you can get it now in Home Bargains as well. So the key before you put any makeup on your face is to do your skincare. So do your cleanser, toner if you want to, add your serum, put an eye cream or an eye gel on, pop on your moisturiser, let that all absorb, and pop on some lip balm just while you're doing everything else. That is the first thing that you want to do so that your skin is getting the best for it. Then you have such things like primer waters. So this is going to hydrate and refresh your skin. So we'll just spray a wee bit of that on. This one's from Primark. It is amazing. I love it. You also have things like the Pixie Glow Mist. And give it a shake, and you can put this on before or after your makeup. Again, it just gives you that little glow. You've got your Iconic London. These are just the ones that I have. This is a Prep Set Glow. This is the original one. Smells amazing. And again, you can spray this on just now before you apply anything, and then you can go on to use it later on as you progress through your makeup. So this is my skin, completely nothing on it. There's no filter on the phone, nothing. Now, primers. I have different primers, but I'm just going to show you a few that I personally like. So this is the NYX Honey Dew Me Up Primer Base. So this one is, it's got little gold flakes in it. I love the smell. And it comes with this little applicator, and it's more textured, as you can see. So this one is really going to be hydrating, but it's going to help your makeup adhere. Kind of like, I've never tried it, I'm dying to try it, but the Milk Hydra Grip Primer. So it's going to be like that. It's going to give you that more tacky base for your makeup to cling on to. If you're wanting a glow, I know they've stopped doing Becca, but this is the Becca Backlighting Filter. So this one is more of a luminous primer. And then if you want something that's going to give you much more moisture as well as your skincare and your foundation, you could go for something a bit thicker. So this one that I have here is the Glossier Priming Moisturiser Rich Luxurious Face Cream. So this one is a thicker version. So if you're, even after doing all your skincare, if you think it's just not quite enough, another option that you can do is to take such things like your Flawless Filter or liquid highlight illuminator, and you can mix them in with your foundation. This is also fantastic. This is the Bobbi Brown Extra Bare Glow. So I'm going to pop some of this on just now. So as I say, I've got nothing on my screen. The light's going to go in and out. It doesn't have to be these exact brands. I'm just showing you what I've got now. Personally, my face goes red like this. So that's just a moisture balm on there. So it's given me a little bit of luminosity and it's brought a bit of colour to my cheeks. But that's not going to give me the primer effect of it sticking, you know, the makeup sticking in that. So my skin's not feeling particularly dry today, and I want my makeup to last. So I'm going to use the next one. So I just take the little applicator and apply some, trying not to get it all dripping all over. Now you can either use your hand or a sponge, or you can use your makeup brush, whatever it is that you prefer to apply it. Now, as you can see, it's actually not super tacky. It is really, really hydrating. This drawer's maybe. So this is the primer on my face. So again, you're still getting hydration and luminosity if that is what you're looking for. Now, when it comes to foundations, the ones that I prefer, if you're my sort of age group, like I'm going to be 38 this year, I prefer that lighter coverage. So my all-time favourite at the moment is the Fenty Beauty Ease Drops. These are a blurring skin tint. It is absolutely amazing. Another favourite is the Urban Decay Hydromaniac. Now this is a Stay Naked Tinted Glow Hydrator, medium coverage, but it's got hyaluronic acid in it, so you're getting some skincare in there as well. And then for a bit more coverage, but still not too much, there is the new Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation, and this has got hyaluronic acid in it as well. So again, you're getting more skincare benefits with that one too. Then you've got your It Cosmetics CC cream. Now I have the hydrating illuminating one, and in this one, not only is it colour correcting your skin, it's illuminating, it's giving you high coverage, it's anti-aging, and it's got SPF 50 plus in it. But I would say these two, there is a lot more coverage. The least coverage is going to be your Fenty drops. And then another one that I have is the Pretty Fresh by Colourpop. And this is a hyaluronic acid tinted moisturiser. So these are going to be your two lighter ones when it comes to coverage. And then these are where you're going to step up. I would say this one is the most coverage. This one is going to be in between the kind of same of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, for the purpose of the video actually, I'm going to use my Pretty Fresh one for today. Again, you could apply this with just your hands, or you could put it on a brush or a sponge. I'm just going to pump it onto my hands, and I'm going to rub it together since it's a tinted moisturiser, and we are going to pop it all over our face. Now, as I said before, this is not going to give you super major coverage. So if that is the look that you're going for, then, you know, this might not be for you. But if you're looking for something just lightweight that's going to even up your skin tone, let me just lower even up your skin tone. So as you can see, you can still see my skin. It doesn't look cakey or heavy. It doesn't look like I have got anything on, but it has definitely given me a bit of something. Now, if you want more coverage, you could either just add another bit of this on, or you could build up with another one. So let's go in with a tiny bit of the Fenty Ease Drops. And again, I'm just going to pop this onto my hand, and they are going to be different shades. But let's just run it across your face and down your neck. I'm just lightly patting it in. And again, as I say, if you just want, I mean, to me, my skin looks great. It's nice and it's fresh, and I'm not looking as pasty or tired or that as I was. So that is the type of base that I would go for pretty much all the time, because you can build everything else up. So let's move on to concealers. Now, I have the Revolution concealers. They're the only ones that I actually have, other than these and e.l.f. one, which I'm actually not a big fan of. So the two that I do love though, we have the Body Shop. This is the Fresh Nude Serum Concealer. And then I have the Rimmel Lasting Radiance Concealer. These two are brilliant. They don't cake under your eyes, they don't crease, they're just really, really good. So this one is darker in colour, even though they're both, I think they're both in fair. That one's fair, and I think that one's fair, and this one's ivory. So I'll just swatch them on my hand for you, just so that you can see, first of all. So this one here is the Rimmel one, and this one is the Body Shop. So they're slightly different tones, but I love both of them. So what I would then do is take a bit of concealer, and I would just pop a bit of it there, and into this little bit where my glasses sit, and a wee bit there, because I get really dark circles. And then just take a little bit here. If I feel that round my nose is red, I'll take that as well. Then what I'll do is I'll go in with a brush or my sponge. I'm just going to take this brush, and I'm just going to work it in, and I like to take it over my eyelid because my eyelids get quite discoloured as well. I'm just going to pop that over my eyes. So as you can see, hopefully anyway, you know, it's really brightened up and just given that bit more coverage to this side. So let's just do the same with this one, and just work it all over the lid. Now, all makeup artists do their makeup differently. That's why there is really no right or wrong rules to makeup. Like, I have watched so many makeup artists for so many years before I even did the course, and loads of them do it differently. There's some makeup artists that I watch, for example, and when they do mascara, they always do their top lashes first. And then I watch Lisa Potter Dixon, and she always does her bottom lashes, and I'm like... And then I watch Katie Jane Hughes. You see all of the most makeup people doing their blending in the way. Sometimes she does it the opposite way. And it just, so, you know, you have to do what works for you. Moving on to powders, I don't really, even though I am dry skinned and particularly under my eyes, I don't really use a lot of powder or own a lot of loose powders. But two that I absolutely love that I have is this One Size One in translucent, which I was sent by the Brutally Honest Beauty, and my trusty Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in the shade number 2. As you can see, it's well loved. So I'm just going to take this powder and we're going to go in with that. And I'm just going to take the same brush and I'm just going to run it lightly under my eyes and over my eyes there, just to set. And what I like about this powder is that it is so fine that you're not going to get any creasing or anything like that. Now I'm noticing when I look up close as well that you are still seeing some of my darkness, and particularly with this foundation combo I should maybe have gone in with the lighter concealer. But this is just the basics of what you would do for your base. Make sure that you're doing your skincare. Make sure that you're using the right skincare for your skin type. So if you've got oily skin, use oil control moisturizers, for example. Use pore filling primers. Make sure you're exfoliating. Make sure when you're getting the foundation and stuff that it's right for your skin. So just because you're oily, it doesn't mean to say that you cannot use a hydrating primer. I know everyone thinks oily skin, I'm going to go for matte. You don't always have to go for matte, but you could go for matte and then you can add the dew in other ways with your liquid highlighters and just your highlighter in general. Also, if you do decide that you're looking at your skin and you're like, oh, my pores look huge, you know, there are some amazing products out there. The Putty Poreless Primers, there's the Porefessional, there's loads of them. But the basics really for doing your foundation, regardless of whether it's light coverage, full coverage, hardly any coverage, or even if you just use a bit of concealer and you don't use any tint at all, is to make sure that you're doing your skincare prep first. And don't get me wrong, a lot of times I'm like, oh, I'm just going to shove primer on and put my makeup on and that's me done. And I am guilty of doing that a lot of the times. Or I've done my skincare like hours ago, which I have, so I wasn't going to go through it all again. I just wanted to come on because I was asked if I would do these kind of basics to just sort of show yous. So as I say, this is pretty much, with the products that I use, how my base would be. If I was going to use a thicker foundation, it would be this Charlotte Tilbury one or the Good Apple one by KVD. These are the two full coverage ones that I own. This is amazing. Again, I would still do the same process that I've done even with a lighter or a medium coverage. So the process of it is pretty much the same. The only thing I would do different, particularly with this one, is I would not bother to use, personally, a concealer, because this is so foolproof that it covers everything. I don't have to go in then with an extra layer. And personally for me, if I was going to use a full coverage, I would use my sponge rather than a brush. But it's each to their own with preference. So I hope this video was helpful in some way, and let me know what you think of this video. Should I continue on and do more? Like I could do how to apply bronzers or highlights or whichever the case may be. I'm sure you all already know all of these things, but it's just I have had a few messages from different folk saying, could I show them how to get the perfect base, or how I do my base, or how I apply my bronzer or my highlighter or whichever sort of thing, or how I get that dewy base if the product I'm using isn't particularly dewy. Now again, the only matte, semi-matte foundation that I have is the Fenty one, but I still don't think it's like totally mattifying on me. But yeah, I've rambled on enough. So if you got to the end of this video, please leave me a little green heart, and I hope you find this helpful or informative. Please do hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, click the bell to be notified of when I next upload, and I'll see you next time. Bye.